Look who's back, Tim Moss.
Hi, and Ikeavelli.
And you are listening to Loose Lips.
Our loose lips are loose.
Tim, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
You were sorely missed.
Oh,
Do you want to tell everybody?
Well, I've been out in the Midwest for the past couple weeks. My father had passed away, so I had just like dumpiest times, but then a lot of wonderful family time too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weddings and funerals always bring everybody that you haven't seen in years back together again.
Yeah. Some fun, some not.
Yeah, right.
Just like at our shows. But I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so sorry for your loss, Tim. And everybody, we were supposed to do Bitter Betties.
Yes, right.
And everyone in the cast was so concerned, and they were so upset for you.
Oh, that's so sweet. And everybody was so kind and generous because we had to cancel Bitter Betties at the last minute, but I put together a version of 50 Shades of Gay so that all the audience could still
come out. But everybody was thinking of you. Our hearts were with you and your family, and
thanks. Yeah,
we're happy to have you back in New York City.
I'm happy to be back.
And guess what?
What?
We are still sponsored by Uberlube.
We are?
Yes, we are.
I love Uberlube, and such a gorgeous glass bottle.
Isn't it beautiful? Nightstand friendly, as Robin Camille would say.
There's one on my nightstand right now.
Yeah, I bet
it hasn't been used nearly as much as I was hoping.
Well, now that you're home. And it also comes in travel size.
Oh, it does.
And Uberlube is silicone-based with a touch of vitamin E.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Good for the skin, good for the hair.
Yes. Yeah, actually, you can use it as a lubricant, like for your hair.
Yep. Yeah.
You can use it on one end or the other.
Yes. And they have these wonderful measured pumps for the right amount, Tim.
Yes.
Sometimes a couple of extra pumps for those who haven't been in business for a while.
Just pump and it squirts. That's the way I like it. Pump and
I think we had somebody in the green room who was waving their hands.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim. So just so everyone knows, not only can you see us on StreamYard, you could also catch us on YouTube.
Yes.
Where you should go and subscribe to our channel. It's youtube.com/Loose Lips, the podcast. Mm-hmm. And we are on RippedTV.live.
Yes.
Every Wednesday we get added on a new show.
Absolutely. And also, if you have any questions that you may need some advice on from Dr. Ike and Dr. Tim, send those to our Facebook page by DMing facebook.com/Loose Lips the podcast. Or ikeavellievents at Hotmail too. That would
and we give the best advice. I mean,
we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never heard of how our advice plays out, but
it's funny how they don't subscribe anymore after that.
Yeah. But also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Loose Lips the podcast.
Amen, sister.
Work.
So we are going to dive right in because here's how I feel about this. I had a rough day today. Work was insane.
Oh.
My roof was being repaired today.
Oh, geez.
$6,000 down the toilet.
Oh, good.
You really want to let it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Who better to let it out than with our next guest?
I agree. Who's
so
the perfect remedy?
I agree. Yes. So our guest is a pioneer in the comedy world. She has worked with everyone from Paul Mooney to Andrew Dice Clay, among others. She has appeared at every comedy venue bathroom around the country, from the Sunset Strip to Caroline's on Broadway.
Yeah, well, she also has a few hit podcasts under her belt too, and now she can add a stand-up comedy album, which is called Brutally Yours, and we are going to talk about that. So tonight we are certainly going to be uncensored for this episode. So if you can't take it, change the channel right now. Please welcome our dear friend Christy Miller. Yay!
Oh God!
It's like never gets old.
I feel like you're in Nassau right now with that mic.
More calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
Nanu.
Nanu, girl.
But that's a microphone. Or is it a sex toy? I can't tell.
Well, it depends if I'm on a podcast or not.
Yeah.
So right now that I'm on a podcast, it's a sex toy.
How dare you?
And then during sex, it's a microphone. Hit it harder, bitch.
Do you feel like when you're on this podcast, you just want to turn around and hit yourself on a brick wall?
No, I just stand next to a glowing one that's very gay. Like this is something out of a gay sex basement in Chelsea. Ladies, stop.
Oh, ladies, huh?
Well, I give a new term. I give a new meaning to your show, Loose Lips, because they're 52 years old and flapping right now.
Let's dive right into it, okay? Because you do talk about it on your new album, Brutally Yours.
Dive right into
you talk about turning 52 and your vagina.
Yeah, she is. She's an old hoe. So
tell us all about your vagina.
Well, she needs to be put in an assisted living facility because you can't say old folks home anymore, which is bullshit.
Right.
So my vagina goes to a assisted living facility.
Vagina assisted.
Oh, honey, vaginally challenged. It's just she's a mess.
No, let me ask you this now. 52, obviously, as a man, you look amazing. I have to tell you really do.
You. So I never got married and had kids, and I suck a lot of dick.
That does it for me too.
Yeah.
You know that Tim is 178 years old.
Semen is the new Botox.
Honey, semen takes the wrinkles out of everything. It pulls. That's why you let men shoot it on your back. It tightens up the back fat.
Yeah.
Oh, I wear my sweater when I'm having sex so they can get the wrinkles out. It's amazing.
Because it's sweater weather.
Yeah, sweater weather. Yeah. So wait,
I'm still thinking about shooting on my back here.
Yeah,
right? You're like, I could use a little inch off the bra.
She made me lose it there a bit. But women aren't the only one that experiencing the saggy vaginas. Men have the balls, and
jeez, yeah, those things came down like a train on a wedding dress, honey.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
When I see an old man walk across my room, I go dun 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 dun, throw rice at him.
My balls are so low, rats are having limbo contests underneath it.
We'll be right back.
Terrible.
I just have to stop this train. Oh, my balls dragging, sweetie. Get rug burned, sparks flying.
Yeah.
Oh, but the worst is like sitting down and crossing your legs at the wrong time. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think older men sit on the toilet so their balls can relax.
Yeah.
Like a bidet for balls.
Yeah. Well, they float, so they're a little buoyant, so they're not pulling so hard, you know?
Yeah. You got to put a little flag on them.
Everything heavy floats in the water.
I'm going to put Volkswagen on my balls.
Honey, they're so big and saggy that they took the Titanic down.
Fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
I'm
here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, right. We wish you were here all week.
Oh, God, yes.
My days would be easier.
Honey, we need to be together more often. It's not fair.
Absolutely.
I know. We will, though. We need to come up with a project.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And 100,000%. And I have ideas, too, so.
Well,
we'll talk about them after the show offline.
Because people will steal them.
Oh, honey, they steal everything. You think fucking Walmart's dealing with theft problems? Try being a comic.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you find people are stealing your jokes?
One thing about my jokes, they can't steal because I'm such a carved out character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they're so crazy that if someone tried to steal them, I think the joke would hang them for me.
Yeah,
probably.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the joke would like choke them out.
Well, that's the thing. You know your audience, and if someone else was to steal your joke, it probably wouldn't pan out the same way as you're delivering it.
It really would. I've had people. My jokes have been stolen in the past by certain well-known comedians. Lisa Lampanelli.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, she took my Siegfried and Roy joke.
Oh.
Yep.
But do you consider that a badge of honor?
Not when that cunt took it. Are you crazy? I want somebody good. Like, let Bill Burr steal my joke. I'll
Bill Maher.
on you. Yeah, Bill Maher steal my joke. I'll fucking sit on your face. I'll be so fucking happy.
Thank you.
You know, Chris Rock steal my joke. Be somebody good.
Well, maybe not Richard Lewis. Oh, well, maybe Richard Lewis.
I don't know. I don't know if I stole her joke or if I just thought of it myself. I don't know.
Now he's got Parkinson's. So if you want to sit on his face, that's...
honey, that's like one of those quarter beds at a cheap motel.
You're good to go, honey.
Yeah. All right, Richard, do 45 minutes.
Never have to worry about replacing a quarter with him.
Oh, honey, you don't have to plug her in. She's wireless.
Oh.
I'm so shady. I'm burning in hell. Good night.
We're all going down in a pair of gasoline shorts.
Honey, I'm driving the handbasket. You want to get in? Get in, bitch. It's seat 6.
Love it.
So tell us about your podcasts, because you're doing a few, right? Or a couple?
Some of them are shelved right now because of the platform we were on was Celebrity with Mark Riccadonna and I.
Right,
We did it on Fire.
Show.
It's so fun, and you've done it. We were on Fireside, Mark Cuban's app. Like, they do a lot of shows on the video, and the app was just given a lot of problems. And all this stuff they promised us when they contacted me to bring the show on there. And they're great people. I mean, the whole crew over there, all the execs, they're great people. They just didn't have, I think they just took off more than they can choose, so they couldn't support every show. Right. And then they signed Tyler Henry, you know, the teenage psychic that looks like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer Home Alone, sweetie. I'm home with the ghosts. Hey, I'm not alone anymore. I see your dead grandmother who's jerking off on a sweater named Ike. And so when they signed him, all their money and all their resources went to supporting him.
Wow.
It boosted my show in the sense I went from like 1,000 or so viewers to like 14,000. But then when you look at the analytics, there'd be like 5 people watching. So I'm sure they watch replays, but we kind of got lost in the mix of Tyler Henry and Melissa Rivers and a bunch of other celebrities that had shows on there. And since I'm not a name, it's like, who cares? And they loved, and the girl that the head of development over there loved Celebrity. She goes, it's a perfect show for our platform. Right. But I just don't think they had the resources to support us. So we kind of got forgotten. So, and then Mark and I are like, I'm too busy and we're not getting paid on this yet. Like, we haven't hit that stream. So you know what? Let's just shelve it for a while. So right now I'm down to one podcast, which is I'm enjoying it so much. It's called Old School, New School Comedy. And it's me and another female comedian, Aaliyah Janine. She's new school. I'm old school. Okay. She's been doing comedy about 8 years. I'm 27. Okay. And it's just a really cool, like, she's so fun. And we're doing Delaware together next month. I'm headlining a theater in Delaware, and she's opening for me. But still, she's a retired porn star who retired from porn and then got into stand-up. Because that's what she really wanted to do. And I said, talk about sleeping your way to the bottom. Jesus Christ. You're supposed to get movies out of fucking everybody. You know? So she
what a career change.
Right? Well, not really.
You're getting fucked some way, yeah.
Just one gets paid, the other one just, tells jokes. So so she's 8 years in, so she came in the social media age. So she came in with a following from her fan base with porn. But now she's developed a whole new fan base with her stand-up. And I started out in the Stone Ages, before we had electricity. Where our Eventbrite and our social media, flyering was standing in front of the Whiskey Go-Go on the Sunset Strip at 2 a.m. when the band's let out, handing out flyers to our shows. And then going to different hotels in West Hollywood there and leaving Comedy Store tickets at all the concierges to tell them, here, offer these to your customers, that your hotel patrons, give them something to do. They're free. They just have to do the 2-drink minimum. And that was how we got people in the doors, because that was the dead time of stand-up. The internet had just been invented. Not a lot of people were going out. So comedy clubs and live entertainment was suffering. So I never grew up with the social media, so I don't have that as my background. So now I'm coming into it 100 years later, learning all this stuff and and changing my whole strategy. So it's fun to like, we have 2 different points of view. So we always have guests on, like the top touring headliners in the country. We had an open micer that was a sweet little girl. She was a year and a half in. Her experience coming in and what she thinks of the world. I've had bookers, the club talent coordinators and bookers on the show. I have club owners, you name it, any aspect of stand-up, we get on the show, and it's really fun. And it's become like this really cool, like inside look to stand-up and the world of stand-up and the different perspectives of the different departments of stand-up. And it's become like some of the shows I listen back as I'm editing, I'm like, this is pretty fucking educational for new jacks and kind of like nostalgic for old jacks like me.
It's eye-opening the way they're marketing compared to what you literally had to work your ass off. You had
to be good to get booked.
Yeah, right.
You had to actually have an act.
That was
now you just have to have fucking followers and no
That's
act.
it.
Exactly.
And I'm dying over here, because I have an act and no followers. Please follow me. And I don't want to be followed I want to be followed like Harry and Meghan in a paparazzi chase.
Right. Gently, right? Dame Edna has more followers and she's not even here anymore.
God, honey, my shit has more followers. Drink it out with the lid on it. I'm fucking genius. Honey, am I old yet?
But we had fun, or I had fun with you doing the drag race.
Oh yes. I love
in lockdown, we had nothing to do. So I got a gig with Hot Mic, and it was a sports broadcasting app where you could sync the app to the game you're watching, and it would mute the broadcaster. So the comics or whoever was doing the broadcasting, you listen to them instead as they called the game. So it was lockdown. Not a lot of sports were happening. So I told them, well, since baseball's not, happening right now, nothing is. There's another sport, another race that's on that we're going to comment on. He goes, what's that? I go, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. And he goes, what is that? I go, it's like a sport with balls and men, but the balls aren't being thrown. They're just taped up the ass. He died laughing for like 5 minutes. He couldn't stop laughing. He goes, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then all the straights on the network would watch Tim and I do commentary for RuPaul. And they're like, this is hilarious.
Oh, that is great.
We would tear them a new one.
Oh
my God.
We're in lockdown. We have nowhere to go. And Tim and I, for an hour and a half, peeing our pants, just making fun of everybody.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh,
you should be. No,
no, I meant about the balls part.
Good. That's what I meant too.
Yeah, good. Okay, we're on the same page. But Christy, I want to know, because this is so exciting, the Brutally Yours album.
Oh God.
Seriously, that's iconic. Like, to have an album out.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
And I'm working on my second, because I have a 4-record deal with Realize Records. So we're still waiting to hear back from Sirius, because that's like the next big step. And because Sirius, my album was recorded September of last year.
Right.
And it was supposed to be done by Thanksgiving. Well, a lot of shit was happening at Sirius at the moment, at the time, because they were revamping their comedy channel, because they weren't just accepting any application or any submission, I should say.
Okay.
And they wanted to revamp how they bought stuff. So the record label, to protect my album, held back on releasing it, which pissed me off because I didn't know any of this. And then she told me everything. And I went, oh, well, that makes sense. Because she's brilliant. I mean, the record company was just, they've been doing this forever. What the fuck do I know? I'm yelling at them. Who the fuck am I? Yeah. So they held it back until Sirius settled the contracts with the labels and everything. So the tracks at the time when I recorded it were 2-minute tracks because Sirius buys everything per track. So there were 2-minute tracks, and some of my bits are 4 and 5 minutes long, and some are 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long.
Okay.
So I did it, I just did the album, and looking back and listening to the rough cut, I'm like, there's like 32 tracks here. This is great because I can make some fucking good money. But we held back. Sirius revamped their whole channel. They don't take submissions anymore from non-supported artists without a record label.
Oh my God.
If you independently submit it, they're not going to take it.
Damn it.
Because that means everybody's going to inundate them, and it's just too much. So they had to filter it.
Right.
I understood when they opened with the Raw Dog channel that they actually wanted to get a whole bunch of content. So they probably just did a whole casting call. And that's what you do when you start a new channel or a new app or some kind of new platform. Yeah. You just want to get a whole bunch of content for advertising dollars.
Yeah.
So they got really overwhelmed with a lot of shitty submissions, apparently. And they want to cut back on spending. So tracks went from 2 minutes to 4 minutes. So if you do 4 minutes of material and you have 2 or 3 tracks in that one track, they're getting 3 bits for the price of 1. Yeah. And that I totally get it. I get it. That doesn't bother me at all. I could give a shit because my thing is get it out there. I'll make the money on the road.
Right.
I just want the exposure. So I'm like, whatever. So we edited it. So the tracks were at least 4 minutes to 5 minutes long.
Okay.
So now it's still 15 tracks, which is great. Then, they settled the pay. So once they settled all that, then the record company redid the edit. They held the editing back to find out what Sirius wanted. When they got that done, that was about February when they settled that. Then they went right to work as soon as they settled it and edited my album accordingly, released it March 24th. And now it's in submission. And Sirius wrote to them saying, we had thousands of submissions, so we have to go through everything, but don't worry, we'll get to it. And she told me if they buy it or not, either way, I'll know if they did or if they didn't. And she goes, don't worry, I'm sure yours will sell. And I'm not worried about, because you can make some good money with Sirius, with syndication. And then from there, if they buy it, then I want to do a block party. I'm going to have the record company set up a block party where you go in for a couple hours and you talk about the album, and they play the tracks, but they play it consistently for 48 hours. And that's what I want, because I want my fat ass at Sirius, because I want my podcast on Sirius. That's my goal. I love Sirius XM. I love radio, and I want my show on there. So that's why I want the block party to go. Look at how gorgeous
you are. Stunning.
Yeah, only to gay men, though, not to straights. So fuck you.
That's because they don't have taste.
That's because they like pussy. That's not me.
Yeah. But also, I mean, you work out. You are fit. You are built. You're jacked, right? Yeah. Do you find that some men are insecure with that?
Some are, and then some are creepy about it. Like especially scrawny, little nebbishy, little like half a fag looking men. Like girl, the only way you jerk off is if you keep hitting the J on your keyboard. Jerk. I can't. And they think it's, will you flex? I'm like, oh, if I can choke you out, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, right around the neck. Just Jordan Neely the motherfucker to death. Too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon. So, but I'm seeing somebody now, which I haven't told anybody.
Oh, sweet.
You broke it here.
I broke it here. We dated 8 or 9 years ago, but it was like a bad time in his life with divorce and custody battles and all that drama. And I'm like, I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
Not my circus, not my clowns, honey. Do you? I'm not trying to be a stepmom. I ain't trying to do shit.
Yeah.
Do you? So the kid's grown now, and he's a lieutenant with the FDNY.
Sweet.
And we're the same person. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. We don't like smoking. We don't like any of that. And we both live in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's ideal.
Yeah, he's totally hot. And, you know, it's nice to have a little boricua every now and then. So, it's delicious, you know.
Well, prior to that was dating rough. I mean, for me, I'm back in it now, and I really cannot believe what's out there. And Tim and I had this discussion.
You got thrown into it unwilling.
Yeah, but it's horrible. I wouldn't.
It's horrible.
It's really.
Yeah.
I cannot believe.
I actually quit dating years ago. I just put it away, and I haven't since Steven and I have been back together. I haven't had sex before that in 7.5 years. Like that whole side of my life was shut down.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't have the energy for it. I didn't want anything to do with it because all I wanted was stand up, because that was for me.
Yeah.
This is what I want, and I want to live my life the way I want to. And if you want to match me, great. If not, I wasn't looking for it. I'm not even giving a shit. I'm going to grow like my best friend Gina Savage and she manages the Comedy Cellar. I go, her and I are looking for a 2-bedroom rent stabilized apartment in the city. Anybody know anything? You gays know everything. Anybody? Real estate, 2-bedroom rent stabilized. Yeah, put it in the chat. I need it. Find me a 2-bedroom rent stabilized here in the city for me and Gina, because we were going to grow old like the Golden Girls together.
Yeah,
nice.
Cops on the beach.
Yeah, and just be Blanche. She could be we're both be Arthur because we're both cynical. But and none of us were getting any. Well, now that I am, I'm Blanche.
Yeah, right.
35-year-old Blanche Devereaux.
You can wait the flag, honey.
Honey, I'm more jumpier than a virgin at a rodeo.
I'm with you, though. Christy, I feel like comedy is my relationship.
Yeah, and I love it. Comedy was my husband, and it still is.
Yeah.
Until Steven, otherwise, forget it.
Yeah, right. It's not gonna. The comedy is not going to let me down.
But I will say this for him: he's like, it's so amazing that you get to make a living doing your dream.
Right.
He goes, who can say that? Because not many people can say that, and you're living your life, living your dream. He goes, it's amazing, and it just makes me happy to see that.
That's
so. Then I sucked his dick right there.
You find he says that every night.
Oh, honey, honey, that's one microphone. I'm always.
Kiss it goodnight.
Let me put it in my pocket for some.
Now, you also, in your past, you played roller derby, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. You're just so fucking cool.
Like, I'm just trash, honey. That's
yes.
No dignified woman would play roller derby.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yes. I played 2 seasons with the Gotham Girls roller derby here in New York City. And it was definitely a weird, didn't realize it was a bucket list item until it came across my lap. And I was like, total bucket list, because I grew up watching it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going out for the draft. I'm doing tryouts.
Wow.
What am I doing? This is amazing. And it was fun. It was definitely an experience I'll never forget. And I cherish those. And what's funny is I just went through and got rid of the last of like clothes that I've had for years that I never wore through my depression. My retail therapy didn't work. Yeah. So I did like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of shit to Goodwill or Salvation Army, whatever, down the street. And I gave a whole bunch of shit to friends. I've dressed everybody in my circle. It's all like Christy Miller Couture, And so when I went through everything, got rid of everything, redid my room, and just totally downsized. And in my closet, I had this big old haunted trunk. Those big old chests, those pirates chests or whatever they call
them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, I bet if I open this thing, fucking bats are gonna come flying out. And I hadn't opened it in years. And when I opened it the other night to see what was in it, there was a box full of DVDs from roller derby, and I didn't even know I had them.
Wow.
And I'm excited because I don't know what's on them. I don't know if it's the actual bout or if it's interviews or what it is, but our videographer made copies for me, apparently.
Sweet.
And I don't remember. I have no recollection of taking these.
Wow.
So I got to go to B&H and get, big and Hasidic photo. Too soon? All right. And I got to get a DVD, to upload it and make it digital files on the computer. So I got to get one of those DVD converters. But I'm excited to see what's on there. Like, that's going to be like, whoa.
Yeah, when you don't see it for a while,
Yeah. So ask me what my name was.
What was your name?
Bitchy Slambora.
Yes.
Shot through the heart. You're to blame.
Yeah.
Richie, a friend of mine who knew Richie and John really well, told Richie that I was playing roller derby and my name, and he flipped out and he sent me a letter, like this autograph letter in a picture frame, and said, to Bitchy Slambora, I fucking love this.
Oh my God.
Richie. So I shoved it in my vagina, and that no longer exists.
It's like putting it in a bottle with the cap on it, right?
And I'm like, I'm 1 degree of separation from Cher.
Oh, true.
Right? Richie, we all sleep alone. Yeah, because I sleep in a coffin because I'm 912.
Doesn't she look good, though? Did you see her at, what was her name, Carol Burnett's birthday?
She is... she should be the poster child for. Oh, Saturday's her birthday, by the way.
Yeah,
she is
going to be almost 80, isn't she?
Yeah, she's 76.
76. Wow.
Isn't that 1776 over there?
Bicentennial, honey.
Yeah, girl, it's Cher Centennial. Hey, I actually just got a casting call last night from my manager. I was up for the Cher tour in London after it did Broadway. They went to London, and I was up for the older Cher. Fuck you. And you haven't seen the last of me. Because I'll be at Madame Tussauds later. That's why. So
she still looks better than the wax.
She looks amazing. So they're doing a U.S. tour of the show now. And so he called them and said, hey, do you remember my client that I submitted for London? They're like, oh, my God, we loved her. And I saw who they cast, who beat me to the part.
Yeah. Really? I wonder something.
I wanted to know how big this was before this person got the role.
Right.
And definitely not white, and we don't know what it is. But I think it's because she was thin and fit the dress.
Yeah.
Very funny, bravo.
I do love your Cher story on your Brutally Yours album. And I am so impressed at how many times you've actually seen Cher.
Thank you. I'm a fag.
More than me, unfortunately.
I'm a bottom. I'm coming out as a bottom. Huge bottom. A big power bottom.
Oh. So
let me tell you a funny at Cher, the last time I saw her was at Lake Arrowhead in Orange County. And Cyndi Lauper opened. And my friend that I was telling you about that knew Richie and John was best friends with Cyndi Lauper.
Wow.
So I get on the guest list for the show.
Sweet.
So I think I am big shit, but it's Cindy's guest list, so who cares?
Yeah.
So I watched Cyndi. She was amazing. I love Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper. So we watched Cyndi Lauper. And then Cyndi was having a meet and greet upstairs. So Kevin's like, you should go up and thank her and show her that you're there. So we go up. So my gay husband and I run up to the area for the meet and greet with Cyndi. I was going to tell her, thank you, Kevin. I'm Kevin Dornan's friend and all this stuff. And she's taking forever because she's Cyndi Lauper, she's a diva. And we're looking at the time like Cher's going to go on in a minute. And I looked at Lauren. I said, fuck Cyndi. We left. And went and watched Cher, right? I'm all, fuck her. I told Kevin, I was like, fuck that bitch. She took too long to come out because she knew it on purpose to keep people out of the stadium. Go fuck yourself, cunt. Anyway, money changes everything, but you can't change shit, honey, with that hair. Anyway, so we go back and watch Cher. So at one point of the show, Cher, because this is so sad that this is all I have. We're watching Cher, and Cher's talking, and it gets quiet. And I scream at the top of my lungs, I love you, Cher, loud. And of course, it's at Lake Arrowhead, and it's an arena.
Yeah.
So the acoustics are booming, so it's really loud. And she goes, I love you too. And well, see, I knew she could see me with those plastic eyes. I knew it.
Yeah, bionic.
Right? I knew those implants in her cheeks were fucking radio sensors. I knew it. That tongue is like, there she is.
That's epic.
That hilarious, and she'll never know, and no one knows, but I know. So
well, she listens to our podcast, obviously.
Obviously, she has my album.
Oh yeah, Brutally Yours, available on Amazon Music.
Brutally Yours, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Amazon.
Okay, that's just what I was gonna say. Is how can people find a Brutally Yours, Christy Miller Brutally Yours? You
log on to this website. You go pornhub.com. It's a category.
And I'm trying to spell it out. I'm like,
and if you look under the category of trash, there I am.
Ding. So speaking of bucket lists, what do you feel you haven't done yet that you want to do? What is on your bucket list career-wise?
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow. Honey, mine's number one on that list. What's yours?
What? Dwayne Johnson on yours? That is my list. Well, I always had this fantasy. Did you ever see the movie Rockstar? This is so gay. Did you ever see the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston?
No.
It's such a great movie. It's so cheesy. It's like that feel-good 90s rock. Well, okay. So Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston are like these loser kids, he still lives at his mother's house. He's in a rock band. He's in a cover band of this famous rock band. But if you watch this movie, it's totally loosely based on Judas Priest.
Oh.
So, and I peeped that when I saw it in the theater. I'm like, yes, Queen, because Rob Halford's a big mo.
Yeah.
And greatest rock voices ever. And even the last album a few years ago is so good. Yeah. And he's 70 years old, and he sounds like he's 20 on this fucking album.
Wow.
It's like he's so gifted. I love her.
Yeah.
Him, they, whatever the fuck it is. And Leather Queen. Daddy. So the movie, the kid Mark Wahlberg is in a cover band, like a local cover band of this band, and he sounds just like the singer, right? So they go to the concert at the big, at Staples Center or whatever, they go, and the band, and they're like in the front row, and the singer's on there, and he's like, and Mark's singing along with them, and he kind of hears them in the audience, totally. This is like a rocker dude's Pretty Woman. And, he hears them, and he puts the microphone up there, and the guy's been wanting to quit the band because he's a big gay and he can't take his secret life anymore. So he pulls him up on stage and they sing. So they end up using Mark Wahlberg to take over. So he becomes this huge rock star. So, what was I getting at? Something. Yeah. So like, because of that, I always had this fantasy of seeing Cher in Vegas, and I'm sitting there and I'm doing Cher, being my big fag self, and have her go, does anybody, can you think, or whatever, could sing? So I want to go up on stage and do dueling Chers with Cher in Las Vegas, and have her go, fuck it, you take over. I'm going home. It's like my fantasy is to do Cher with Cher on stage.
Love it.
That's your bucket list.
I got to hurry up because that bitch is going to kick that bucket list.
I don't know. I think she's going to pretty much outlast us all.
I hope so. I want that bitch to live to be 190, so we got another 3 years.
I seen her walking down that runway at a fashion show. My God.
At Balmain, yeah.
Amazing.
Work. She is so fierce. Like, she's so, I love her.
She's iconic. I seen her twice, both in Vegas. And I was like, I got to keep coming. It blew me away.
She really takes you on a trip with her.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you really get to go inside of Cher's mind and listen to all her favorite songs because she's the cover queen.
Yeah.
She's the only person who could do album after album of cover after cover. And nobody questions it.
No. It's Cher.
Yeah, it's Cher, and then somebody will do a cover and go fuck yourself. Write a fucking song. Not Cher.
Right. Not Cher.
And Cher will do your song better than you. Work.
Yeah, work.
But yeah, she's my bucket list to like meet her and sing with her on stage in Las Vegas. Or anywhere she's playing, really. I'm not picky. You know?
Yeah, get on the Vegas stage. That's a bucket list item right there. For sure.
For sure. Like, just to do that with her. Just to be like, hey, what song do you want to sing, sweetie? My daughter's fat and you're gonna be in trouble. She would lynch me.
Oh my God. Well, listen, Joan Rivers did it. She didn't bother her.
No, Cher has a funny sense of humor. She is funny as fuck.
Yeah,
well, she better be. She's around all those gay men. How could you not be funny?
Yeah.
She better be. She gave her daughter $10,000 for a penis.
Wow, that must have been a small dick. Are you surprisingly proud of me now, Chaz? When she got that GLAAD award. After Chaz came out, then Cher got the GLAAD award for accepting her daughter. How sad is that? You get an award for accepting your gay kid.
I love that.
I should have a million awards because I accept all my gay children.
So do you have any shows or anything coming up you want to plug?
I just been nothing really nothing really big in May, but in June, June 10th, I will be in Rensselaer, New York, the hot spot for the jet setter, over the water from Albany. And I just Albany, and I'm going up there going, fucking, why isn't Cuomo still the governor? I would have went up there and sucked that man's. I would have sucked all the fucking sexual allegations out of his cock. I want to twirl those nipple barbell piercings with my tongue.
See, I like the young one.
He's hot, but he's got a big head and he's a little retarded. But I like Big Daddy.
I like the young one a lot.
I'll take them both. I'd like to be a cream filling in that Cuomo sexual sandwich. Just fucking slam that deficit into me. Yes. Yeah. Put my pussy on lockdown, Cuomo. Put it on lockdown. It's New York tough. My pussy's New York tough. Come on.
Oh, good almighty. Hysterical. All right. We want to play a game with you, Christy. Last time we played a game, we're going to play a different one this time.
Oh, and also June 15th, I'll be headlining the Candlelight Theater in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, we will. Where are we going to be? We're going to be. Are we near Delaware? No, July, right?
July or June? Did you say?
June 15th, I'll be. June 15th, I'm headlining the Candlelight Theater in Wilmington.
That sounds nice.
And Aaliyah Janine, my co-host of the podcast, Old School, New School Comedy, she's opening for me.
Sweet.
So it's going to be a double dipper.
And
then I'm doing a gay pride event too. So.
Oh, when?
Sure. It's actually for there's a nonprofit here that my friend Christian owns called Gay and Sober.
Do me a favor.
And they do.
Message me all the dates, and I'll put them up in the link.
I'll do that. So I'm doing an event for 350 gay sober men.
Sweet.
Ooh.
And Bianca Del Rio did it last year, and another comic named Dwayne Perkins, who I've known forever, did it one year, and so now I'm doing it, and I'm like, if Bianca did it, I'm doing it. Like,
you could do it.
Like, I heard, and Christian told me that she offended somebody. I go, first of all, you're gay. Second of all, you're sober. You've been smoking meth since '83. Bianca, a dude in a bad dress and shitty makeup offended you?
Oh my God.
After you've been blowing guys by a dumpster in the back alley outside of the Eagle? Are
with
you
two
nuts?
Teeth.
Exactly, with 2 teeth.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yes.
What is we met somebody, not my friend and I, and they had one tooth. One tooth. Why one? Why not just take that one out too?
Well, think of it this way. Maybe that tooth did something really bad and was punished to be left in that mouth.
Looked like a friggin' human can opener.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't get over it. One friggin' tooth.
Well, one's better than none, right?
No, take it out. Take it out. Oh God. So yeah, send me all the dates. We would love to put them up on the site.
Perfect.
because we're going to be in Providence in July. Providence, right? The end of July?
Yep, end of July.
So we got to come see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
I love that.
But that's what I love is you're around town. You do a lot of.
I do a lot in the city. I'm talking the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club. It's a new club that opened a few years ago out of a dive bar on McDougal Street.
Oh, cool.
They've opened a second location here in Midtown on 54th. It's gorgeous. So they made that their showcase club. And the owners absolutely love me because why not? Hello. Like they listen to my album. I'll get texts at like 2 a.m. This is fucking hilarious. They're from like Peter's from Ireland and Gary's from Scotland. So between the two of them, if they get drunk, you ain't understanding shit.
Yeah.
So, I love them. So I used to do pre-pandemic. I used to do a late show on Saturdays at West Side Comedy Club at 11 o'clock. So Gary and Peter asked me to bring it to the pair. So this summer, I may be starting, depending when we're going to start it, an 11 p.m. Saturday night show at the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club in Midtown.
Sweet.
So it'll be a lot of heavy hitters on that show because it's going to be like a top show. So like I'm going to be scavenging all my name friends to come in and work out, come do
good.
Give this audience something, go work on shit. So it's going to be a fun late night show.
And you said that'll be the summer?
Yeah, sometime this summer because I got to go in and we talked about it, but we haven't decided on a start date yet.
Good.
But yeah, I'm all over the city all the time.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, now we're going to play this game.
Yes.
So you want to explain it, Tim, or do you want me to?
Well, it's called I Heard Christy is a Smartass.
Heard?
But Ike and I each have 4 words.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like password where I'll go first. I'm going first, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go first and I'll give you hints to try to get you to say the word.
Yes.
You can only give one word.
I love it.
And we'll see how many, what is it, 30 seconds?
A minute.
Okay. And
So,
we'll see how many of the 4 words you can guess.
So, Tim, I'm going to be a pain and I'm going to ask if you have your timer because my phone died.
Okay.
I have mine if you need it.
We just need a minute.
Oh, just a second here.
We're so prepared.
I know.
Yeah, look at
I
us.
didn't have my phone charged. It's like my dick.
Good night. Plug it in. Time for timer.
Timer.
Remember that old queen?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. So you start, Tim.
You ready?
Oh, honey.
Okay. Gherkins.
Small dick.
Bigger.
Lizard.
Dill.
Pickle.
Yes. Nurse.
Practitioner.
No. Surgeon.
Doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Vanilla.
Boring.
Dark.
Racist.
Flavor.
Oh, black.
Oh.
Cock.
Ice cream.
Chocolate.
Yes.
Okay.
Sandals.
Ill.
Feet.
Nasty.
Dressing.
High heels. Louboutin.
Ding ding. Time up.
Oh, you're so close.
Oh.
Yeah. Shoes.
Oh, girl, that
Okay.
was so generic.
Just a second. I got to stop this here. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Grandma's doing
We were
technology.
going to have X-rated words, but we figured
I'd handle that.
you would just give us X-rated with the regular words.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Okay, but
Ready?
we're going to win this one.
Okay.
And go.
Mo,
Hoe.
green,
Money.
weed,
Legal.
cut, lawn,
Vagina.
next word.
It was grass, wasn't it?
Cleaning, suck,
Me.
rug. Oh yeah.
Vagina. Toupee. Old man with money.
Hoover.
Blowjob.
Next one. Pedicure.
Bunyan.
You got them all.
I'm smart. Look at me.
We win.
And time is up.
Friggin' hysterical. Friggin' love it. Damn it. Tim always wins these games.
Well, honey. That's right, Tina. I will always be bigger and stronger and faster than you, Tina.
That's right.
I love her.
Christy, we love you so much. Thank you for being on Loose Lips.
Oh my God!
Again.
Thank you for letting my loose lips join your loose lips. I can wrap you guys up like Liberace in a fur. All you need is a candelabra.
No. Do you think he was like really taking it every time he went on stage, like backstage? And
oh, honey, there was probably a dildo sticking out of that piano bench.
Oh, you're right. Because every time he got up, the bench went with him.
That candelabra, people thought it was candles, but they're really dildos sticking out of it.
That was some wax burning.
Honey, she was a walking glory hole. Listen.
Tell everybody where they can find you, Christy.
You can find me on the street corner in Hunts Point from the hours of 2 a.m. and 2:05 a.m.
Make sure you have change.
Honey, I can't break a quarter, so bring your change. So, if you can find me on all the socials at Christy Miller Comedy, my YouTube channel, my Instagram. I don't have TikTok because I'm too old, and I feel like when I go on there, I feel like I'm on Epstein Island hanging out with the kids. So I just got rid of that. And so like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, Spotify, follow me. If you love me, please follow me. And if you hated me, I've been Kathy Griffin.
We love you, Cher Miller.
I love you. I love you, baby. Cheers, sweetie. It's that, okay? All right, I'm back.
Thank you again so much.
Oh my God.
Christy.
I love you, Tim. And
I want to see you in the city stat.
Yes.
Please.
And yes. Please come. Please come hang out. Please come to a show. To just even hang out. You and I, Tim, have dinner plans. So.
Yes, absolutely.
So
definitely want to come out and see you for sure. I miss you.
I miss you too, honey. And we have to. So
we got a lot to do.
I'm so glad we had this time together. I'm a low budget Carol Burnett.
This is the part where we wave goodbye.
Oh, love you.
I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.